guys, Amanda again. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make Coyer's apple slice and applesauce recipe. We're going to start right now by just making the plain applesauce. I've chosen to make my applesauce with Gala medium-sized apples. I've washed them off just now. I have 5, and right now I'm just going to peel them and cut them into slices and decor them. Okay, so I've cut up my 5 apples and I peeled them using that potato peeler right there, and I just chopped them up and decored them using that knife. And now I've covered them with the Schnucks brand plastic wrap. Now I'm going to put them in the microwave on high until they are nice and soft. Okay, so here's my applesauce after I've put it in my magic bullet, and I've added half a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of ground cinnamon, and half a cup of brown sugar, and I'm going to mix that all together right now. Okay, so here is now my regular applesauce finished. I'm going to put it in the fridge a little bit for a while so I can taste it cold, and then I'll taste all of my applesauces together. And now we're going to get started on our applesauce that I'm going to include strawberries on. Okay, so this is for my second applesauce. I cut up 3 Gala apples, skinned them and decored them, and then you can see in the bottom I have I think 15 strawberries. So I kind of did it so it's about even. It's probably a little bit more apples than strawberries, but I think that should be okay. I'm going to put it in for 10 minutes and see how it looks. Okay, so after everything has softened in the microwave for about 10 minutes, you can see the apple and strawberry combo. The strawberries released a lot more liquid than just the apples did, so I think that it's probably going to be a little bit more runny, so maybe I should have added another apple to kind of firm up the texture, but I can always soften one later in this plate after I mix them all up. So after I put them in the blender, we'll see how watery they are. Okay, so here's what it looks like. It's actually not that much more watery. It's a little bit more, but still has a mostly applesauce texture. I'm going to add the brown sugar, salt, and cinnamon now. Okay, so here is my final product for the strawberry applesauce. It looks pretty good. It's a little bit more watery than the first one. I'm going to let this one cool before I taste it too. And now we're going to move on to the apple slices. Okay, so this is the start of my apple wedges. I've wedged 5 golden delicious apples into my glass mixing bowl. I've added a half of brown sugar and 1 tablespoon or teaspoon of the cinnamon. This is going to help with the apples not being quite as mushy as we did see in the applesauce, so it'll kind of keep them some of their firmness. Also, brown sugar contains calcium, which also helps prevent them from being super mushy, so it'll make them more firm. So I'm going to mix this all together and then put it in the microwave for 8 minutes. Okay, so here are my apples that just got out of the microwave. You can see that there's a lot at the bottom of the bowl, and you can definitely smell the cinnamon sugar in there, and it kind of has just it's coated on there. The apples are still, you see me kind of pressing with it, pretty firm, obviously softer than a regular apple, but pretty firm in texture. I'm going to now add 2 tablespoons of butter and the salt and gently mix that in, and I'll be done with this batch. Okay, so here are my apples that I've sliced up and put in my glass mixing bowl for my last batch. It's 5 golden delicious apples that were peeled and sliced. I'm not going to add the sugar before I bake them this time to see if it'll make a difference in the texture. Ideally, that these will be softer because they won't have the sugar in the heat to keep them firm. So we'll see. Okay, so here are my apples. They are kind of softer than the ones before. They my spoon leaves more of an indentation than they would have when I used the sugar. So I'll have to taste it to really get a texture feel, but now I'm going to give the half cup of brown sugar, cinnamon, butter, and salt. Okay, so here are all my finished products. So the strawberry applesauce, the regular applesauce, the apples that I added the sugar before, and the apples that I added the sugar after. So the strawberry applesauce, surprisingly, the strawberry applesauce versus the regular applesauce, they did have similar textures. The regular applesauce was a little bit thicker, but it actually tasted more sweet, I think, than the strawberry, which I thought was kind of weird because I would think that strawberries would have had more of a sweet flavor on it, but I suppose not. And with these two apples, you can definitely taste the difference between the two textures. The one that I added the sugar before definitely has hard and still more of a crisp apple texture, where the other one kind of is like mushier and more like something you'd maybe make in a pie. Kind of apple texture. So overall, I think they all taste pretty good, and 15 apples later, I am done.